Welcome to Lions Live 365. I'm your host, Michael Ayers. I'm happy to be back. And today we are breaking down the preseason panic. Um, it's a lot of people just flat out panicking based on a lot of the news that has been coming out surrounding injuries, people that we weren't even thinking about being injured, like seeing like people like Taylor Decker on an injury list is like whoa, wait a second. Like that is not something that I thought was going to be something I had to worry about, is Taylor Decker not being ready for the season. Fortunately, that's not a thing. But one of the things I really wanted to go over was a lot of the injury stuff. This was not supposed to be the video that was going to come out today. I was going to do like a preseason battles, like, preseason battles to watch. And as I'm trying to do it, I realized like it's not a real battle. If the person that's fighting, if I'm fighting somebody for a position on a football team and the person that I'm fighting is hurt, it's not really a battle. If a dude can't practice till September, then I got the job. So I didn't want to waste your time because I was going to have like, you know, Miles Frazier versus Mahogany, and Miles Frazier is out till September. So it's not a real thing. I'm going to do like some preseason players to watch, but I got to see who's going to actually be playing. Like, by the time the Hall of Fame game comes around, and like, who's going to be playing? Because I'm every time I look up, you know what? Let's look at the list because I have a list. I got a list of the people I actually care about, people that I wanted to see, and it's kind of crazy. Now, when you look at the list, right, you're looking at Levi, who, in my opinion, basically stole $4 million. You know what? I'm gonna spend some time on the Levi Onwuzurike front. Levi put in some serious work last year for us. He was really, in my opinion, he was somebody to really watch because at the end of the day, he was one of those guys that was getting the pressures but not finishing the sack. And at that point, you really just have to win a little bit faster, work on your technique a little bit more so you can get there that step quicker so that you can actually get the sack. The Lions had a ton of pressures last year. It was more about they needed to complete sacks. And Levi was a big part of that. And for him to have an ACL, like, are we not checking the players before we sign them back? Like, that's what I don't understand. Like, it really just, it's talking about like, oh, an ACL crept up. How did an ACL creep up on you? What kind of logic is that? Because I don't get it. How do you, a AC, like, it's a hidden ACL? I'm pretty sure he felt his ACL not acting right, so he had to know something ain't right. But I'm sure, like, that's our job to catch that. It's our job to check these players before we hand them $4 million. And as somebody who's a Brad fan, this is a slip up that can't be ignored. Giving a guy a 1 year deal who has an ACL that's gonna knock him out for the season, like, it's not like he tore his ACL in his first practice. He had an ACL before we got to the first practice. So, like, that's ridiculous. So that means we're not fully checking out. Like, I need to understand what the health part of the team is working on. Who's doing the medicals? We need to really start looking into that because that doesn't make sense. Signing a guy for $4 million and him getting an ACL, or him already having an ACL, like, did he get an ACL at home? That's what I'm trying to understand. Cause what's happened is they've they've had the news. They gave out the news and then they just act like, oh well, there's no way we could have known that he had ACL. Like, no, they got like MRIs and things of that nature for that. I'm pretty sure if you said, hey, we had a lot of injured people, like, I'm gonna need you to do a physical. I'm pretty sure the physical could have brought that up. I'm sorry, man. We can't be making these type of mistakes, especially when we're penny pinching, rightly so, with the cap. Because that $4 million could have been an extra $4 million towards the Darius Smith. That $4 million could have been part of the Anzalone. Like, you know what? We may not give you extra years, but we'll give you this $4 million to shut up and play for this season. You get what I'm saying? So for me, I don't, especially when we're tight on cap, I'm not trying to see you throw. That's throwing money away. And no disrespect to Levi, because he gave us a lot of good work last year. But at the end of the day, we can't be giving $4 million to a dude who's not going to give us a snap. He's not even giving us practice snaps. That's ridiculous. And then I've spent enough time on Levi, right? We draft a guy in Miles Frazier who has a knee. Now, I'm trying to understand, was this like a spring knee? Was it like, oh, he was working out? Or is it just like one of those things where the Lions, like, especially late in the draft, it, if a guy has the talent and he's injured, they'll still pick him. They don't care. It's like, oh, you got an ACL, an MCL, you got this. We did the same thing with Pascal because I was wondering, like, what's up with Pascal? Where is he at? And he had to clean up something in his leg or his knee or whatever it was. But he was basically hurt. We keep getting hurt people, and I don't have a problem with that if it's like, hey, we have zero need of this person to actually see the field. But one, September, October, it's not that bad. Um, as much as I'm on the verge of panic, I'm close to panic now. I'm not gonna sit here and act like, oh, I'm feel great. Everything looks and feels awesome. Like, I don't. There's no way that we can sit here with these injuries and the team being as thin as it is, because we're thin at so many positions now, um, due to injury. Like, some of these injuries happened last year. And Miles Frazier having a knee. They're talking about September, October. With Miles Frazier having that knee, unless uh Coyote Awasika, finds a way to fight off Christian Mahogany or like take his job. I just feel like with Miles Frazier being hurt, I feel like the offensive line is basically set, and we just have to pray that it works. Um, and we got Makai Wingo. He's gone for a minute, and he should be. He got hurt, and they're hearing good things about that, but I don't want to rush Makai back. Um, Rodrigo, the ACL, they talking about they were saying November, now they're saying October, so that's good. That's good news. Ali McNeil, we already know that's uh, a huge setback, but at the end of the day, he's coming back this year. I don't want to rush him back at all. I'd be 100% comfortable with just him missing the season. I'm sorry. I know that sounds insane because we need the depth at these positions. But at the end of the day, we drafted a defensive tackle. We have Reader. Roy Lopez got hurt today. I don't know if it was today or yesterday. But at the end of the day, like, somebody just cleated his foot. I'm sure he'll be fine to be a rotational player by the time we get to the season. Josh Pascal being hurt is like, dude, Levi and Josh, what they did was, no matter what was going on, we could just put them at a spot and they can play. And Josh Pascal, I feel like he's way better on the interior, but at the end of the day, if you had to put him in at the edge, first and second down, at the very least, he's going to set that edge, stop the run. But, like, him being the unknown injury, like, what's going on, man? Like, this is not, especially after last year, this is not what I'm trying to see. I'm not trying to see this year after year after year. So, one, our medical staff, when we draft these dudes, we have to be a little bit more, not a little bit more, way more discerning about people who have injury history. Two, we may have to change how we practice, how we prepare, because it's getting to the point where we got people getting hurt in practice, unpadded practices. He had, like, the intensity of these practices are like he has to find Dan Campbell has to find a way to change the intensity of these practices because he's sending people home on days where there's no pads. Like that's kind of ridiculous having to shut down stuff. The Maurice Norris things that came out for preseason, but like if you I even as a very confident Lions fan, even as a very positive Lions fan, as somebody who believes in Brad and believes in Dan and believes how far we've come, this has to change. They have to grow in these areas. At the end of the day, there's still two dudes that have only done this particular job for 4 or 5 years. They have a ton of experience. They have some strengths, but the one of the things that they're very weak at, one of the things that I don't have 100%, you know, belief is why are we wearing down our guys in July when we need them all throughout the season? That's one. Two, why aren't we picking up on medical problems? Levi should not have got a $4 million contract without us realizing he had an ACL. Like that's unforgivable. That's ridiculous. Like that's something that if it's something that keeps going on, it might be fireable. We cannot be just giving $4 million, especially when we got so many people to pay. It's ridiculous. The list is long, man. The list is long. It's people to pay, players that we need. Like this is ridiculous. If Brad Holmes can sit there and say, "Hey, I've done enough for this roster," I could almost believe him. Almost. But if you can't be throwing away $4 million, especially when you cut Sedarius, that could have been part of keeping Sedarius here. That could have been part of Anzalone. We cannot be doing that. Um, then we have the Sione Vaki, one of the dudes that I'm really happy about. Good special team. He's a great special teams player. What his potential as a running back, his ability to catch the ball out of the backfield, his explosiveness. I really was looking forward to seeing preseason with him. I hope this hamstring thing is not something that's gonna the last. And then the most concerning thing that I saw was Taylor Decker. I need this shoulder. I need to see him come back fine because at the end of the day, that means if Taylor Decker is hurt, and say he has any setback during the preseason or any setback during training camp, that basically means we're gonna have a bunch of new folks. It's a completely different offensive line from last year. It's going to literally be Sewell, um, and Graham Glasgow, a bunch of rookies and backups, and I'm not cool with that. You know what I'm saying? A bunch of rookies, backups, second year players, and I'm calling Christian Mahogany a rookie because he literally played like 2 or 3 games. Even though he played well in those games, he only played 2 or 3 games. So you're telling me that I should be confident in that? It's just like I don't believe. I'm sorry, man. Like this is one of the like I literally couldn't make a video. I had all the preseason battles. I had all the artwork done. I'm doing all of this, and it's just like it kind of killed the vibe for me, man. Like I couldn't even make the video. It's like, bro, like this is crazy. Like everybody hurt. You telling me everybody's hurt? I I'm really a part of me is really hoping they're just being very cautious after last year, and that some of these injuries are just like, hey, you got a little knee. You know, you probably like if it was the Super Bowl, you could probably play right now, where you're at. But we're not gonna do that. It's July. You know, it's July. We're talking about injuries in July, and it's 10 plus players. I couldn't even fit everybody on this screen. It's July. We haven't played a game. Like this is ridiculous. Whatever we needs to get changed, we need to change it. You know, but I don't care. We got to put grass in the darn stadium, then do that. I don't know, but we got to figure it out. Because right now we are so thin. We're thin at linebacker. We're thin at offensive line. We're thin at that. There's even a thing when if you go on DetroitLions.com, look at some of the stuff they're talking about. Uh, Isaac Tesla is playing with his knee brace. Like what? Hold up. What? No, no. You just got here, sir. I need you to chill. And yeah, man. As far as I'm very close to panicked. My concern level is at a 8.5 out of 10, because at the end of the day, the good thing about what's going on is a lot of this stuff, a lot of these people you're seeing are coming back September, October, early in the season. Uh, a lot of these people are like valuable backup players and not starters. But at the same time, man, like I don't want to assume that people are just going to come back on time, have no setbacks. I'm not going to assume that somebody may rush back, get hurt again, re-injure themselves, trying to get back to the team, trying to get, seeing somebody playing a little bit too well, they just like rush back. But like at this point, man, if we lose a linebacker or two, we're gonna be screwed. The D line is very close to cooked, like very close, very close. We are sitting there, and I'm gonna do a video on the Marcus Davenport interview because that was crazy. But we're literally sitting here, just hey, we're an injury away in like four positions from being, uh, like we're really out here without a, we're really out here. We're an injury away from being on the field with somebody that doesn't deserve to be in the NFL. We're on the we're in a couple spots where it could be like an injury or two away from a dude that really should be on the practice squad, not on the field. And it's very concerning. I'm not gonna sit here and act like it's not. And I named the video Preseason Panic because I'm very close to panicking, and I see a ton of people on Twitter, a ton of people uh, that make Lions content just showing basic panic, but just trying to hold it together. Yeah, we should be panicked. But it it's one of those things, man. Like the Lions organization at this point has shown me enough that I should give them the benefit of the doubt. So I'm gonna watch these games and I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt. But until we really start losing, I'ma just believe. But I'm working on borderline blind faith right now. I'm gonna keep it 1,000. This is too much. But that's all, man. Whether it's draft day, game day, any day in between. This is Lions Live 365. I'm your host, Michael Ayers, and I am happy that you tuned in. Have a nice day and stay safe. Please like and subscribe.